Okay, it's time to rest while the voice direction goes terrible in this scene. Just wait for it. It's like they read it but got no direction as to what the scene's going.
It sounds like the entire
Right there.
game.
See? That was like he was supposed to be like, but he's like,
Just sit down and relax.
there's just no direction whatsoever.
Really, Jet? How can you be so relaxed at a time like this? Don't you see? As the leader, you've got
I feel like they've had this talk before.
Some you understand, but you...
Fun fact, that's actually a bunch of random Japanese sentences done by Wave's, I think by Wave's Japanese voice actor, just sped up and randomly matched together. Also, for this plan to work, he has to count on the fact that Wave is going to keep her eyes closed throughout this entire thing.
And it works.
Meaning that she is sure that she's going to, meaning that this has happened before.
You know,
Hey, Jet!
this is supposed to be like a part of Sonic 06
Why do I
era of Sonic.
Could you speak louder? I know you're ashamed to say it, but come on.
But basically, even though it's supposed to be Sonic 06 era, it's so goofy. Like it's so stupid. I need more adjectives, but my mind won't muster up the energy.
Because it's so stupid.
No, my mind won't muster up the energy because I need to buy more gems. But you don't know what that means, so you don't know anything. Do you even know about the Harry Potter drama?
I don't care about Harry Potter.
About the Harry Potter mobile game drama?
I don't know anything about it. Well, okay, I won't say I don't know anything, but I don't know essentials or whatever. By the way, this is what I consider the most filler stage. I mean, technically it's like the counterpart to the jungles thing, but there's nothing to prove here. You're just fighting the rest of Egg Robos because that's what Jet was doing at this point.
Yeah, what is where? I mean, if it wasn't for the fact that the footage, I'm sure the footage is smoother in post, but right now it's a little choppy.
I hope it's smoother in post.
So, but the stage does look better than its regular counterpart. As in more, well, not here, because you're. But
Oh well.
in real life, in a perfect playthrough, this looks more interesting than its counterpart.
Yeah, well, just in case this frame rate actually does stay consistent, which is a bad thing. It's a good thing it's on the stage that I literally don't care about.
Also, once again, it started looking like the Mystical Forest
The what?
from Sonic Mania Force.
Yeah, Sonic Mania Force. Like, seriously. However, I'd like to also point out
That
yeah, we have
something was
now,
weird about that, but continue.
oh, somebody finally attacked me. How quaint. Yeah,
How do they plan, like, how do they make sure that rail grinding is definitely the same length as just driving on the track?
wait, what?
As in, it's always something I wonder about races. Sometimes it's not quite a shortcut, but more an alternate path. And so they have to make sure that the alternate path isn't just a clear advantage.
Well,
even though it goes in a completely different way.
well, that among other things, that's why there are different paths for three types of characters. Secondly, there are just like normal different shortcuts depending on how you do on certain like tricks and such. So the fact is that some of the grind rails are actually not as beneficial as you think. Some actually would technically slow you down. The only difference is that you're getting a whole bunch of air back. So
I guess that makes sense. Like, even if it possibly takes longer, you're replenishing, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that display of overwhelming strength.
Now that brings me to this. Ergo. Not ergo. What?
What?
I said ergo for a second there. I
This
guess I was playing.
ergo?
I guess I was busy thinking of Sonic Unleashed. You'll see why I think that later. But well, that was
Are you
completely
telling me this
unnecessary.
isn't Big the Bird? Are you sure this isn't Big the Bird?
He's way more coordinated than Big the Cat,
That's
except in the comics, in which Big the Cat is awesome. Man, hollow technology. Isn't this great?
Is this?
What is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Eggman's diary, which, according to Tales in Sonic Forces, should be filled with 10 terabytes of selfies.
10 terabytes.
Yeah.
Did they, as in,
No, he's the Eggman. He's got the master plan. Thus, he must have all of his pictures in 4K.
no, but even if they're all in 12K,
Oh, he's very lonely, and
would
maybe
he-
he's looking. Maybe he put that for his dating profile.
why would he write this?
What?
Why would he write this in his diary?
Because he.
Why would he explain
Look,
stuff you already know?
I don't know. People write stuff in diaries and journals all the time.
But
Why did he write himself laughing?
I know, but
No, seriously, just imagine that.
Oh well. Guess this was just
I
a
just
wasted effort.
don't
Too
care.
bad, really.
Yeah, because he doesn't care about world
Slightest
domination.
interest in world domination or advanced technology.
He just wants to.
Hey, wait a
This
second,
game.
Jet.
This game is a bunch of characters. This game
Eggman may
is
not
Kirby
look
Squeak
smart,
Squad.
he has an IQ of
And there's the
100.
number.
If he's
Oh.
interested in this technology, it must have value.
So, Eggman has an
You
IQ of
saying there's
300,
profit in
Yes.
and Tails has an IQ of
It
3000.
may be more valuable
You
than
keep
finding
bringing
a
that up
gold.
as if it's a funny joke, and it is not. I don't even know where you got it from.
I got it from my Death Battle episode, which also takes into account
Why did
comics,
you do that? I was just having this great
Oh my
daydream.
gosh. which was.
Why is
stupid.
that thing functioning as a signal? Does Jet fall into daydreams on a regular basis?
All right, let's finish this. Then we'll finally get the treasure of Babylon.
So, yeah, this is where its stories diverge because, one, the stage makes no sense, and two, Jet wins legitimately here. Though
How do you know? All you see that you win, Sonic could have just tripped anyways.
Okay then. Alright, explain the Dark Desert.
Oh, so it's a completely different desert?
This is almost nothing like San Ruins. Just like, this is like drastically changed. Not only, as I said, there's an eclipse, and by the way, if this isn't an alternate universe, and we're still following Sonic Adventure canon, that moon should be in half. But they just don't care. They never care. To the point where I forget who, like a director at Sega, once enough fans kept asking him, why do we keep seeing the full moon? He's just like, okay, look, half the moon was blown up, right? So the moon we show you is the other half facing you at full at all the time.
You could have just said someone fixed the moon. Why would he say?
I mean, that's the explanation in Sonic X.
Because what about in Sonic Forces when we were in space? Did we still always see that side of the moon?
I think were we on a moon or an asteroid? I forget which one. You know when we were doing that Death Star party?
Definitely. Oh, this is really underwhelming, except for the whole
Not-
desert splitting apart thing.
Well, not really. That whole thing earlier. It's actually, and then going into the city. Like, I'd say look again. It's actually pretty cool in my
I'll
opinion.
look again.
But the issue is that if you miss the speed characters and like the flight characters have it technically hard, because if they miss their thing, they're gonna have to take the normal path. Because Sonic misses a tear and has to take the normal path. I think this one is slightly faster and also replenishes air. So really, it's nothing but a detriment if you don't
Oh,
get
this
on it.
because I was about to say this is pretty much Super Mario Kart Deluxe 8. What's that game called? Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, where you're driving on the walls.
Okay.
And then it actually was for that one section.
Yeah, but here's a strategic thing. Whenever you get into places that you know people will be, you set a tornado. Just make sure you don't accidentally like use so much air that you stop yourself. Bye, Sonic. I turned him into a pretzel. I'm sure he's fine.
I mean, we already see that he's fine from the other perspective. In another, well, yeah, this
I
It's
get
a
that you're trying
completely
to.
different stage, but no, I'm not trying to because
Darn it!
you're right in that I can no longer rationalize this because it is so different.
Yeah. Well, at least for some reason the CPU always seems to go faster than me here, and I don't understand why.
Because they know the right path.
But I don't know. There is a mechanic to that. I just don't get it.
Why does his wings look like pine
Oh no,
trees?
Sonic's winning like he's supposed to. Nope.
That's... Oh, so this is a completely different ending cutscene.
What are you talking about?
Oh, there's a skip.
No, I did that for a joke.
Oh, you restarted?
Yes.
Oh, never mind.
Either way, the thing is that I was trying to put up. I was honestly, because these things are so, what is it? Are so short. These stages are so short. I thought, yeah, why not put a canonicity joke?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I immediately get to
Yeah,
100.
because this game is
This
so
this game's
strong in its
canonicity
canon.
is a joke.
That's true. You didn't have to insert anymore.
But either way, they always seem to get back, and I think that maybe there's some trick to it that I'm just not getting, because they always catch up. And also, that path up there leads to a lot of air, but it's not necessarily faster. There are 2 air pits here, but have you seen me in an air pit before?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, basically it refills air completely. The issue is that you're standing still in it for a long time as it does that.
I
And
think
if
I
you're-
saw you in it.
And if you're level 3, it's refilling all your air. So you're gonna be staying there for a long time. So basically you're punished for wasting all that air that you get, even in level 3, which has maximum capacity. And here I'm about to ready. Do I make it? Oh. Wow, that was... I think, how do I win this? Either Sonic has to like drop off somewhere, or... Yeah, how do I win this? Wait, is this lap 2? This is lap 2. Okay,
Oh.
first thing. Okay.
Yeah. So that's how you won. It's not Mario Kart where, oh, you're in 7th place as the second lap, so who cares?
I mean, this isn't a get. Trust me, this isn't because this thing doesn't have like power-ups that like affect the first person or whatever. If you fall behind majorly, and the other person is competent, you are not getting back. It's one of those type of racing games.
Which is both a good and bad thing depending on what you're looking for.
Yep. I don't know what happened to Sonic back there, but he just twirled away. And I think this is where... Well, of course I catch Knuckles in that. I'm trying to look at the map because it's showing where they all are. I think something happens to Sonic. Nope. I misimagined that. I guess there's one point. I guess there was one take of this where Sonic falls through. But the thing is about that. The thing is that's jerkish about the Dark Desert. That section with the weird spacey place.
Yeah.
If you die, if you fall in anywhere of that section, you go back to the very beginning.
Which, yeah, that sounds... I mean, I guess it makes sense, but it's still a jerk move.
Yeah, but meanwhile, on Earth.
Newsflash. A mysterious airborne object has just appeared above the site where the X-World Grand Prix is being held.
Oh, so
We
you
have-
just skipped
Apparently,
everything after
Sonic
you
and
won?
his friends have gone to
I mean, you unlock the Babylon story afterwards, so.
More details right after this important
By the way, Omochao is now an actual newscaster, which is weird. Now let's see what was happening with these guys. I'm sure what they're doing was super important.
Oh man, looks like we have company.
Oh, so these 4 are going to have a story or something?
Story is put it very loosely. Oh no! The Egg Robos are going to attack! Luckily, they're not modeled perfectly of Eggman, or else they'd be the fastest things alive. Except
I'm
they're,
the strongest.
except they're not exactly alive by the traditional definition. Look at how they're going.
Let's get out
And there are like 7 of them or something.
Red Mutt. Let's go.
Knuckles could take them. Tails could take them.
She say red mutt? Why you?
Hey, Knuckles, wait for me!
Again, they are no threat. They're no Gamma. They don't have pistols or anything. I don't even think they have weapons.
A light breeze just destroyed them.
I think either that was the turbulence from Tails or him using a tornado. I don't know which one it was. But yeah, this is the thing. We need to run from Eggman's robots, who we also sent there.
And finish in first place.
Yes.
Why?
So this is Sky Road, which is basically what would actually happen if Babylon Garden was here, because, you know, it was clear when it opened. And even then, they're still waiting for the clouds, considering that we're in the middle of a desert.
Oh my gosh. There's too many clouds. So stupid.
Need I remind you that we were in the middle of a thunderstorm at the first point?
Yeah, but I mean,
I guess that can happen.
I mean, yeah, thunderstorm
Just
around
really
a bunch
rarely.
of, something just rose out of the sky. Maybe it's just a bunch of dust clouds. But this is just...
These are just normal white clouds. Also, the shortcuts here are a bit obtuse. But, they're fine. It doesn't... That basically... It doesn't, mirror the difficulty, I think, of the end. How do I put this? Basically, here, the end is the easy part, and the beginning is the hard part.
The problem with this game is they're trying to give a story to a racing game, and it's not Diddy Kong Racing.
Well, yeah, but that's because we're not fighting a giant wizard pig.
Yeah, and that's what this game needs more of.
Wizard pigs.
Giant.
I'd like to point out that there was a pig in the Sonic comic, but he was a former freedom fighter that turned politician. Then he got really annoyed with Sonic and such because he had to deal with politics of what Sonic was doing and the freedom fighters, and he became somewhat of an antagonist because of that. It's actually quite interesting. Too bad he's erased from canon forever.
I mean, it's too bad, but it's not like the new comic is anything other than great.
That is completely true. Oh man, you know, I feel
They're
bad.
running from okay.
Yes.
We're-
Say what you need to.
We're saying this all the time, the logical inconsistencies of the gameplay compared to the story, but they're running from Eggman robots.
Yes.
Why are they going through laps?
Yeah. And I was saying, I was back to what I was saying about the Sonic comic. I feel bad about like looking at it on the internet because I do really want to actually support the comic, but they do not sell it where I live.
Can you sell it on? Can you buy it online? Just buy it digitally.
I don't know. I might have to check that. But between all of that, it's really something where I don't. Because even back when we had like the normal Sonic comic canon, that stuff was like very rare in pharmacy stores. Like what you were getting were Archie comics and the occasional Spider-Man and DC
Elsa.
comic. What?
Spider-Man and Elsa. Oh, you don't? You
No,
don't know
I know.
that,
No. I know. The what is how dare you?
Okay then.
Never again. Or else I'm docking your non-existent pay, even though I might have to actually start paying you.